Good evening, good evening. I called this press conference because there's a major news going on in the league. As of today, I will be retiring from the CBFFL as a player going forward. Yes, I know. Why are you leaving the league in the first place? Well, the reason why I decided to retire as a player is just because of conflict of interest. During last year's season, I got a lot of hate towards me that the league was rigged in my favor. I had a trade that didn't go through, but supposedly some of the people who I invited to the league weren't good enough for league standards. And the reason why I invited them was just so I can get over on them, which wasn't the case. Like I said, I need to fill roster spots in. We jumped from a 10 to a 12-man league, and I had to fill some spots in. We had some people leave from the first season. And so it wasn't just filling 2 more extra spots. It was filling in like 3 to 4 spots. It might have been more, to be honest. I can't really remember. I think we had like 3 people leave during the first season after, and I had to invite at least 5 more. I still am going to be running the league. I'm always going to be part of the CBFFL. The commissioner has to stay. Just the commissioner won't be playing any more games. I had a league member tell me I was comparable to Joseph Stalin. So I'm just going to stick to, managing the league. I'll leave all the playing stuff, to the competitors. Even though I like to compete, but conflict of interest, I don't want to get tied up in that. Well, if you're leaving the league, then who's going to be replacing you? Me. I mean, no disrespect in this question, but who are you? The antagonist. Why do you go by that name? Because you're always a villain in somebody's story. Why didn't you want to be the protagonist? Don't you want to be the good guy? It's not an easy question to answer. It's not that simple. Like I mentioned before, you're the villain in somebody's story. And when it comes to everybody in the league, there are no good guys. Everybody's trying to win. Everybody's your enemy. So to 11 other people in the league, I'm not their protagonist. I'm not their hero. I ain't gonna save them. To be honest, I'm doing everything to make them lose. But in this league, I don't look at it as heroes and villains. I look at it as victim and villains, And I made it my job to never be the victim. See, everybody else, though, they like crying and complaining. They like that victim mentality shit. Not me, though. I like being a villain. I love this shit. That's the difference between me and everybody else in this league. We not cut from the same cloth. Have you always been this way? You gotta remember, villains are made, not born. So who made you like this? The league did. The league made me. All the hate that they had in their heart towards the commissioner, all the problems that they gave him, all the complaints made, all the accusations made. I am a product of that. See, I believe the commissioner is a good guy. He's no antagonist. It takes one to know one, and I know he's not one. He's just not that guy. And I see the good intent that he does for the league. So if anybody was being a protagonist, it would be the commissioner. But see, I'm not here to be his antagonist. I'm here to be the other 11 members in this league. That's what I'm coming for. I'm here to give them problems. Someone bring up my schedule so I can see this. Week 1, Lopez. I'm not worried about that. I'm sorry. Week 2, Josh. I heard the commissioner was having some problems with you over the last 2 seasons. But don't worry. We coming. Week 3, Emmett. Definitely not worried about that. Week 4, Isaiah. It's his first year in the league. To be honest, he's no concern of mine. Week 5, Nasir. That's a non-playoff team, right? I'm not worried about it. Week 6, Chris. That's another non-playoff team. I'm not worried about these non-playoff teams, man. Come on. Week 7, Sakai. Like I said, another non-playoff team. I'm really not worried about anything. I heard he was giving the commissioner problems last year. Don't worry. I'll be your problem this year. Week 8, Raekwon. That's the guy who said Adam Thielen was a red zone target. Yeah, definitely not worried about him. Week 9, Pape. He was the league leading scorer, right? He lost first round to the commissioner, right? Now, he definitely does concern me a little bit, but I'm that guy too, so you come around this way, you will get clapped. Week 10, Jamar. Commissioner went 2-1 against you last year? Yeah, not worried about you. Definitely not. Devontae, he finished second last year, but didn't he miss the draft last season? So he really wasn't worried about his team, so not worried about him either. And then week 12, Emmett, I guess we're bringing him back around, but like I said, I'm not worried about Emmett at all. Week 13, Pez, definitely not at all. It's another non-playoff team too, right? Yeah. Week 14, Josh, last week of the season, looking forward to it. We coming. Don't you think you're putting a target on your back? People might hate you for this. You can hate me for it, but I love it for me. To the 11 other league members listening right now, I want you to hear me good. Feel free to tell everybody how I'm such a monster, I'm such a bad guy, I'm such a villain in your story. I'm cool with that, I'll live by that. But please don't forget to mention in which chapter you created me.